Okay, so the Venus flytrap is now separated from the Sundew. This little guy is going to be called Bob. This is after Joyce's heroic boyfriend that saved the day in season 3 of Stranger Things. I know that Bob looks a little worse for wear at the moment. He probably looks a lot smaller than you remember him being when he was in the pot with Robin, but it's okay. He was really difficult to repot because his little leaves and everything were so very close together. So I have incidentally covered a few of them. But he's going to bounce back. He's going to be very, very happy. So soon he'll have his name tag on. And now I'm going to turn my attention to putting Robin in her nice new big pot. I was just having a look to see if she can go back in the old one, but it is going to be a bit too small. So I'd rather keep that for future small plants. So Robin is going to go into her big plant or planter. And so is Nancy. You can see they're more or less the same size. Interestingly enough, Nancy was tiny when I got her. She was probably about 25% of the size that she is now. And that was in December of 2024. So 6 months worth of growth. This is why the big pots are the better bet, because then I don't have to move them again. So I'm going to get cracking on that. These will to be 2 really easy repots, I think. I'm going to focus on showing you Robin because she doesn't have a very strong base. Nancy is probably going to pop right out of this pot, and I'm just basically going to put her in a big pot, put the soil at the bottom like I did with the Venus flytraps just to get the height right, but then basically just pop this whole piece of soil out, put it in there like a plug, and then just fill around it. Robin is going to be a little bit trickier, as you can see. So again, we just want to make sure we're using the correct soil. This is the soil for sundews. You can probably already see that the composition is quite different from your Venus flytraps. This is something that's a little closer to orchid bark, very breathable with lots of sphagnum moss inside. But again, I'm going to use my same process for getting some of this a little bit damp and then jamming it into the bottom so that I don't lose too much through the holes. And I'm going to then get to the correct level, which could be, yeah, it's pretty shallow actually, because you don't want too much of the roots to be under, or the base to be under the soil. So basically just a thin layer there, and then I'm going to place Robin in this pot. So this process is a lot less fiddly, and for that reason I'm actually using a bigger spoon. Although her leaves are quite sticky, so there will be some soil stuck to her leaves, Robin is much easier to hold and to handle without upsetting her. So that allows me a lot of space also to work with the soil. But as we get closer to the top, I might change my method back to the teaspoon. But for now, I'm really just putting her in there, just holding her gently so that she doesn't fall over, and just getting the soil in. I'm looking at my soil stash, and I am slightly concerned that I may not have enough soil for both of these and for replanting the babies. So this will be interesting, and we'll see how it pans out. But for now, I'm just going to continue as if I do have enough soil, because why not? So she's almost full to the brim. And once she's filled, once again, I'm going to just compact the soil. You know the drill, not super compact like you're building a foundation, but just enough to take out the excess air and to hold her firmly in place. It actually helps that I'm doing this on the lid of my beastie box where I keep all of my material and supplies, because it allows me a little bit of squidge so I don't push too hard. So now I'm changed to my teaspoon, purely because this is going to be a bit easier. I can touch her feet, as you can see, gently lifting them up. It's not a big deal. And from this point forward, I'm probably not going to compact her soil as much. So what I do want to do for Robin is just gently squeeze her stem and just get her ever so slightly more secure in the soil. Because she didn't have a proper plug like Nancy's going to have, she's a little wibbly wobbly, so I just want to give her as much security as I can. So you can see I'm compacting a little bit harder there. Soft but firm. And there we are. There's Robin in her new pot. You can see some of these leaves at the bottom here. Not only do they have a ton of sticky crap on them, but some of them are actually on their way out. So I am just going to trim those back. I just use these teeny tiny little scissors and just, for example, snipping just like that. That's all you need to do. I'm also going to water her from the top using my syringe, as I did with my Venus flytraps, just to get this water moist and flowed all the way through. These guys do also like the tray method. And when I repot Nancy, in a moment, I'm actually going to be talking a little bit about care of these octopus plants. So be sure to join in for that if you have any of them or you're thinking of getting them. They're fantastically easy to take care of, and I'll give you those tips in one moment.